You want to be like Jesus, number one. But there are some good examples in the Bible that lead you to Christ. Amen. Our number one goal is we want to walk in the image of Jesus. We want to be Christ-like. But I want to talk about Job, how a man that lived a long time ago, but God made a comment, and this baffled me, for God to say that there's nobody in the earth like Job. What? Is the people doing that bad, or was Job that good? For God to say there's nobody in all the earth like Job, what did this man do that I could do today to enhance my relationship with God? Because I want to know. Look to your neighbor and say, I want to know too. I want to know too. For God to say there's nobody like Job in all the earth, what was all these people doing? Can you imagine how it is in 2017? How many people can God look down and say there's nobody and you fill in the blank? Like yourself. Like you. Like Will. Like Abe. Like Sherry. Like Mama Mildred. He should be able to say that about all of us. He should. And if he can't, let's start working on it today. Amen. Look to the next thing. I'm going to let Job outdo me. And he didn't have no Bible. Amen. He didn't have access to the internet. Amen. You can fix it, put an app in your phone where you get a text a day or scripture a day come in your phone. He didn't have all those luxuries. He didn't have no church house to go to. He worshiped God in his house. He didn't have no pastor to preach him, but God said that there's nobody like Job in all the earth. I got a problem with that. Amen. What can we do as a people and enhance our relationship with God to be Job-like? Amen. Which is our ultimate goal, is to be Christ-like. But what characteristics did Job have that God said there's nobody like Job? Amen. Let me give you a little history. Job lived long after Noah, but before Moses. Wow. Now the Bible doesn't say that, but I can figure that out from reading the Bible. Yeah. Job lived long after Noah. He wasn't living during the times Noah was living, because if he was, he'd have been on that ark. That's right. Because Noah was the only one and his family that God found at that time that was worth to be saved. So we know he wasn't living during Noah's time, because he would have been on the ark. So he had to have come after Noah, but before Moses. He wasn't living during the time of Abraham, because Abraham was considered the friend of God. Bible said Moses was the meekest man in all the earth. So we know he wasn't during Moses' time. He came long after Abraham and Jacob and his 12 sons had died. Remember, when they was in Egypt, they was in slavery, 430 years. And Moses delivered them out of being in slavery 430 years. So I know he didn't come during Moses' time. Somebody said, well, how can you say that if the Bible don't say it? Because I'm the man of God. That's right. Amen. God showed me. Amen. Now, he may show it to you, but he showed it to me, and I can prove it. Right. Anything I tell you, God told me. Amen. Know how I know he came before Moses? Because during the times of Moses, watch this, when the people sinned, who covered for their sin? The priest. On the Day of Atonement, once a year, the priest would go into the holies of holies and kill a goat or a sheep that was holy without blemish, Amen, to sacrifice for the people's sin. All right? Okay. Job used to burn offerings for his children because he said, I don't know, my children may have sinned against God. So he would burn offerings on behalf of his children. That's how I know he came before Moses. Because Moses, even Jesus said, the law came by Moses, but grace and truth came by Christ. So Job lived before the commandments were given. He was already burning incense for his children, knowing that they may have sinned against God when they were celebrating their birthday parties. Job would burn incense for his children. Had Moses been on the scene already, he couldn't do that because he'd been in violation. The only one that could burn incense was the tribe of the Levites. And God will kill you. You put a strange fire on that altar. Amen. So we know Job lived after Noah, but before Moses. Amen. Now somebody said, come on, Pastor. That sounds good, but you got to back that up. Come on. Amen. Job chapter 1. verse 4 and 5. Job lived after Noah, but before Moses. Because he'd lived during Noah's time, he would have been on the ark with Noah, because God said there's none like Job in all the earth. Amen. He couldn't have lived with Noah because he'd have been on the ship. Amen. So he lived after Noah, but before Moses. Now how I know he lived before Moses? Because he burned offerings for his children because he thought they might have sinned when they had a birthday party. Now how do I know that? Job chapter 1, verse 4 and 5. When you finally say, bless his name. Bless his name. Let me tell you what was going on. When his sons, Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters. And when their birthday would come, the sons would call their sisters to come to their house and celebrate their birthday party so they could eat and drink. And Job said, I don't know, my children might have did something stupid while they was over there drinking. So let me burn some incense just in case they sinned against God while they was partying. Had Moses been on the scene, he couldn't do that. He had to wait till the Day of Atonement to do that. But he did that. The Bible say all the time. Amen. And he didn't party with his children because he said, I don't want to be a part of y'all sin if y'all do sin. Remember, God said there was nobody like Job in all the earth. That's including his children and his wife and all the people that work for him and live in the earth at that time. God said, well, nobody like Job. I got a problem with that. Amen. Yes, sir. What kind of living was these people doing? That only one man in all the earth, God says nobody like him. Amen. And we want to look at those 5 things that God said Job did and see can we do them in 2017. You still can do it because with Christ, all things are what? Possible. I can do all things through Christ with what? So I want to mimic Job, but my goal is to be Christ-like. I want to do what Job did to get God to say that about me, but I want to be like Jesus. I ain't substitute Job for Jesus. Amen. Amen. Say that, Pastor. Come on. Let's look at verse 4. Job 1 and 4, it says, and his sons went and feasted in their houses. They was having a party at their house. Everyone on his day, talking about his birthday, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about, when the party was over, that Job sent and sanctified them. He called all his children and said, come on, let me bless y'all because y'all might have sinned against God. He couldn't have done that if Moses had gave the commandments. He was doing it as the shepherd and leader of his house. He was blessing his children and burning incense on their behalf because they might have sinned against God. Okay. And rose up early in the morning and offered what? Burnt offering according to the number of them all. For Job said, maybe that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus Job did continually. He always burned offerings for his children because they may have sinned against God. So we know he lived before Moses. Okay. So when Moses came on the scene, God gave the commandments that the Day of Atonement, once a year, the priest going to kill a goat, sprinkle the blood on the mercy seat for your sins. And then they would turn that goat loose in the wilderness. That was symbolic of your sins being carried away. But they are going to do that once a year. So if you sin, you have to wait for next year to be forgiven. So all that sin just piled up on the Day of Atonement. That's when the priest was going to offer. He had to do it for you. Well, with the priesthood being changed, that's why Jesus became our high priest. Now we can go to God daily to the altar ourselves. When you sin, 2 seconds later, say, Lord, forgive me, have mercy on me. And you forgive it if you sincere. Amen. Jesus is the high priest now. Now you can ask for forgiveness every day. But before, so we know Job lived before Moses, but after Noah. Not during Noah. Because God saying nobody like Job in all the earth. When God destroyed the earth, if that's the case, it would have been Noah, his family, and Job on the ship. But Job wasn't on no ship. And we know that the Israelites was in Egypt 430 years. So sometime, and then all Jacob's sons had died. That's why they nobody know about Jacob no more. That's why God sent to Moses to deliver them. They had already sinned and they was just life all messed up. So Job lived sometime during that time. And God said, there's nobody like Job in all the earth. Let's look at Job 1:8. My title of this lesson is called A Job Relationship with God. A Job Relationship with God. I got to break this down. I got to see what this man done or was doing that God said there's none like him in all the earth. Job 1:8. When you finally say bless his name. Job chapter 1 verse 8. And it reads, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in all the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feared God and eschewed evil. May the Lord add a blessing to the hearers and the doers of his word. What did God say about Job that made him unique? Are we capable today to walk in the footsteps of Job? And it would get God's attention and notice that we are one of a kind when it comes to our relationship with God? What can we do to walk in the footsteps of Job that it will get God's attention and notice that we are one of a kind when it comes to our relationship with God? Look to them and say, don't be average.
Don't be average.
Don't be average. Let's look at everything that God said about Job. There are 5 things that God brought up about Job. And these are the 5 areas you need to master if you want to have a Job-like relationship with God. Number 1, God said that Job was his servant. Are you a servant of the Lord? And you can't have 2 masters, Jesus say now.
Amen.
You can't serve God and J.J. Watts. Number 1, God said that Job was his servant. He was nobody else's servant. Number 2, God said that there was no one else like Job in all the earth. Woo, that's powerful. To say nobody else like Wilbert in all the earth. You know how many people in the world? That is the most powerful statement. That there's nobody like you in all the earth. That's number 2. Number 3, God said that Job was perfect and upright man. Don't mean he didn't make a mistake, but his heart was always set on doing the right thing. That's what he's talking about. Perfect in his heart. His heart was always set on doing the right thing. Ooh, that's power. That's hard to do, y'all. Amen. Number 4, God said that Job feared him. Job feared God. Amen. You got people that ain't scared of no God. Amen. Jesus even told a story about the unjust judge. Amen. He said he didn't have no regard for man and didn't fear God. Amen. Job feared God. Amen. And when you feel something, you're going to respect it. Amen. And number 5, God said that Job eschewed evil. He avoided evil. When he saw evil, he tried to go the other way. Amen. How many people you know do that? They don't do that. They pull their phone out. When they see evil, they start videoing it. God said, see, that's why I told you, don't be average. When you see a fight, run from it. Don't run to it. If you're not going to render, look to your neighbor and say, if you're not going to render aid, flee. You only should stand by it if you're going to help. If you're not going to help, get out the way. That bullet ain't got no name on it. He eschewed evil. How many people pull their phone out when they see evil? So those are the 5 areas we need to walk in if we want to be like Job. Now let's look at each one. 5 areas that needs to be fulfilled to have the Job kind of relationship with God. Number 1, God said Job was his servant. That's going to get a lot. That's going to look to your neighbor and say that's going to X out a lot of people.
That's going to X out a lot of people.
Because we're trying to please too many people and too many things. Amen. You came and pleased the boss. My job is to do what the boss give me in my instruction. That's all my job to do is do. Look to them and say, just do your job.
Just do your job.
You ain't got to serve nobody.
Amen. That's right. Amen.
Just be law-abiding. Stop at the stop sign. Stop at the red light. Put your signal light on when you switch. Just be law-abiding.
Amen.
Job, God said Job was his servant. He wasn't worried about Job betraying him for other things. Boy, the pastors get nervous on Super Bowl Sunday. I say the pastors get nervous on Super Bowl Sunday because they know them people ain't serving no God. They're going to stay home. And you see, that's what God said. But see, Job, he bragged. He said, Job was my servant. So if you want to be pleasing to God, you got to be a servant of God. Now let's see what Jesus said about 2 masters. Jesus said you can't serve 2 masters. I know people think they can. He said you're going to hate one and love the other. That's what Jesus said. Matthew chapter 6. So number 1, and look to them and say, he ain't going to take long.
He ain't going to take long.
I'm about to close in a minute. That's fine, because these are the 5 things you need to, these are 5 things you need to do. Number 1, be God's servant. Can't serve everybody. Matthew 6:24. That right there alone gonna rule out a lot of people. Because somebody said Keisha Cole is their idol. Love me some Keisha Cole. And Lil Wayne. They entertainers. I like to be entertained, but I can't serve them. If you go to a Lil Wayne concert and not come to church, you serving Lil Wayne. Because you put him before. You did. Lil Wayne ain't do nothing wrong. You did. You want a Job-like relationship, but you don't want to do what Job did. Let's see what Jesus said. Matthew 6:24. He says, when you finally say bless his name. Bless his name. He said, no man can serve 2 masters. For either he will hate the one and hold the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. In this case, you tell him you can't serve God and money. That's what mammon means, money. And everybody love money. You can't serve God and money. You can't serve 2 masters. So if you want to have a Job-like relationship, number 1, God said that Job was what? His servant. If we're going to be servants of God, we're going to be servants of God alone. Let's look at number 2. God said there was no one like Job in all the earth. That is so powerful. What you mean ain't nobody like Job? Was nobody living at the time that was doing what Job was doing. That is powerful. So what can I do in 2017? I'm going to give you a New Testament scripture. What you can do that will help.
Help me. Thank you.
Remember, the Bible said Job, when he saw evil, what? He eschewed. He avoided. He went the other way. What can I be? What can I do for God to say there's no one like Job in all the earth? So God can say there's no one like Wilbur in all the earth. Or put your name in the blank. There's no one like Stephen. There's no one like Sherry. There's no one like... What can you do? I'm going to give you a scripture that'll help, but it's going to be hard to do now. It's going to be hard to do, but there's a scripture that can help you. 2 Corinthians 6:14. This get us in trouble too. This get us in a lot of trouble. Not like trouble like go to jail or go to hell. It gets you in trouble with God. Because God said, well, I can't use it like I really want to. And I can't take you to the next level. 2 Corinthians 6:14. 2 Corinthians chapter 6. It ain't gonna be easy to do. I'm not saying none of these things are easy. But that's why God said there ain't nobody like Job, because Job was doing it. Look what it says. When you finally say bless his name. Bless his name. And I'm gonna break that down. What that means. He says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion had light and dark? He said you can't hang around sinners. You want to be like Job. The only way you should hang around sinners if you have to. I can't control who they hire on my job, but I can control where I go. He said don't be yoked up with them. Now that don't mean on one occasion, but he's talking about on a regular basis. Somebody said, well, Pastor, it's not possible. Yeah, it is, because you control where you go. I don't control where I shop. I can't control who comes to the grocery store when I'm making groceries. I can't control who comes to the car wash. I can't control when I go wash my clothes. I can't control when I go out to eat at a restaurant. I can't control when I go to work. I can't control when I go to the bank, get my money. God know that. But I control where I go or where I'm invited. Or who I invite. I'm talking about only if you want to be like Job. Now somebody said, well, it don't say that right there, but let's read the next two verses. God said, if you do what I just read, look what he finna do. Look at verse 17. He says, let's read this one together slowly. Wherefore, come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord. Hold on. not Pastor Joseph. Look what he said he's going to do. And touch not the unclean thing, and I will what? I will receive you. Now let's look at the next verse. He said, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and my daughters, said Pastor Joseph. He said, when you do that, you're going to be my sons and my daughters. Just come out from among them and don't touch it. It's nasty. Be separate. He said, I will what? Receive you and be a father to you, and you're going to be my, and he can say, ain't nothing like my children. Now, who don't brag on their children, even if they sorry? I remember when we used to be young, and I'm not making this up. We used to be in the backyard racing. My dad would be sitting in the backyard, and I was chubby. He said, get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm last. But he'll still say, get it, get it, get it, get it. Everybody gone. They through, I'm still running. So God, who don't want to brag on that? God said, when you separate yourself, he said, look at that. That's my children. They ain't going to stay around that. They ain't going to get involved in that. Huh? I'm moving on. Number 3, God said he was a perfect and upright man. What do you mean by perfect and upright? His heart was always set on doing good. He had a good heart. Amen. You ain't got to worry about him doing nothing to hurt you. That's number 3. Number 4, God say Job feared him. We living in a time where people don't fear no God. They don't fear no God or God's people. He feared God. And when you scared of something, you ain't going to mess with it. You don't believe me? Let me go get a rattlesnake and say, hold this for me. You're going to respect that snake because you know the power that snake possesses. And you're not going to play with God when you know God got the power to take you out of here when he get ready. He feared God. That's why he avoided evil. And number 5, look to the neighbor and say, he finna close. He finna close. These 5 things I want, look to your neighbor and say, that's your homework for the rest of your life. Work on these 5 things. Somebody said, that's all right. I can do number 1. I am God's servant. Well, stay away from evil. If you God's child, stay away from evil. Because light and darkness can't talk about nothing. What you can talk about? Nothing. That's why the Bible says a fountain should have bitter water or sweet water, but not both waters. Either make the water bitter or make the water sweet. Bitter and sweet water are not flow from the same fountain. God not condemn you trying to say, I can't use you because your hands dirty. Come out and be separate, and I'll be a father to you. And you read that scripture right there. Now the last one is Job. When he saw evil, he didn't pull out his cell phone. Lady was on the freeway the other day, walking down the freeway, and nobody got to try to help her. Should have stopped their car and grabbed her. Let her fight you, because you know something wrong. Walking, everybody and one man, he videoed her. And the lady even looked back and watched him video her. He did not try to help her. She walked in the middle of 45 on her cell phone, walking in between the cars. And then nobody stopped to help her. Everybody just pulled out their phone. Somebody should have got out that car and grabbed that girl. Let her fight whatever. You know something ain't right. She was on the phone with somebody talking, walking. Probably hurt. My guess is hurt from a relationship. Only love gonna make you do something that stupid. People can't handle rejection. And I'm sure whoever she was talking to heard the cars and all the blowing and probably saying, what you doing? Where you? But nobody, what I'm trying to tell you, tried to help. Everybody want to record everything. Job wouldn't do that. Amen. Now let's go to 1 Thessalonians. The Bible say, now God's so strict on us, he say, if it don't look right, don't do it. Amen. Abstain from the appearance of evil. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. 1 Thessalonians. And this is your homework for the rest of your life. Mine too. If we want to be like Job, that Job type of relationship. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 22. A Job relationship with God. A Job relationship with God. And I'm going to just reiterate before I get this last one. God said that Job was his servant. That's number one. Number two, God said there was none like Job in all the earth. Number three, God said Job was a perfect and upright man. Number four, God said that Job feared him. And number five, God said that Job eschewed evil, meaning he tried to avoid evil. When he saw evil, he went the other way. 1 Thessalonians 5:22, when you finally say, bless his name. Let's read that together. It says, abstain from all appearance of evil. If it don't look right, don't even get involved.
Amen.
You know if it's not right, you can't get involved. He said, but even if it don't look right, don't get involved. Abstain from all appearance of evil. 5 areas the believers need to fulfill to be one of a kind in the eyesight of God. That is to be a servant, be one of a kind in all the earth, perfect and upright, fear God, and avoid evil. But y'all remember that 2 Corinthians 4, because that's for most of us. You can't control who come in your environment, but you can control what environment you go in. And that's what God talking about. Unless you're going on a mission and you're going to witness. And I'm closing with this. I remember I like the church I came up on. Pastor Dwayne Shirley was a tough man of God when it comes to that word. And when I joined his church, when I first joined this church, he was teaching on a series called Association. Watch your friends, because your friends tell who you are. And he made a comment. He said one lady wanted to know why the only kind of man she could get is a man with a grill in his mouth. He told her, go home and look in the mirror and see what it is about you that keep attracting men with grills and with the pants sagging down. He said, you can have a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever, but it's something about you that's drawing these kind of people only. Then another brother, they was telling the pastor they were going to go down to the spring break. They was having the Capitol High Beach party. They was Christians. And they said they was going down there to witness to the people. And pastor said, you can go, but make sure you got your speaker and your loud on top of your car preaching Jesus. See, they want to be Christ-like, but they won't go where the sin was, too. And he said, go. And he's saying that you're not good to go unless you're going on a mission. Now, God sent you on a mission. Make sure you're on a mission now. And when you're on a mission, you don't go to indulge. You refrain from indulging, and you do your ministry. So don't be looking at no bikinis or nothing. And don't be looking, and women, y'all look too now. Don't be looking for no Denzels on the beach and all that. Supposed to be singing and you looking at the men and vice versa. This is 2017 and we ain't in 1960. Amen. Give the Lord a hand clap of praise. A Job-like relationship. Maybe somebody